Oh, please. You should be proud. This is what you've been working out for.
Right. It's still 15 more pounds to go.
15.
Yeah.
All right, so some landmarks that we need to use when we're working with psoas. We're going to find the ASIS and the belly button. And the reason I'm drawing these lines on, guys, sorry, Willie, you're a good trooper, is the region between the umbilicus and the ASIS is the safe zone to work the psoas muscle. If we go lower than that, we're very likely to engage the ureters or the ovary. If we go higher, we might end up on nerves. So we're just going to be between the umbilicus and the ASIS. The other landmark we're going to use is rectus abdominis. So let me just feel for it. Go ahead and do a crunch, Willie. Great, and relax. So here's the outer edge of Willie's rectus. Now, because rectus abdominis has the investing fascia of each oblique plus its own, rectus abdominis has 8 layers of fascia besides muscle that we'd have to get through. Because of that, just like when we work the diaphragm, we don't want to go through it. We want to make sure that we're lateral to it to begin. Now the psoas muscle is like pillars on either side of the lumbar spine. So we're going to say that L1 is right about where the umbilicus is, maybe a little bit higher. And there's Willie's psoas.
There's a 12 pack.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to feel for is something that feels sort of like a hot dog. Sometimes it feels like a smushed hot dog. And it's right under rectus abdominis at the very back of the abdominal cavity. Now, to get to it, we need to work through the abdomen. We're going to slacken it by having them bend the knee on the side that we're working with. So let's put your foot flat on the bolster. Okay. So you guys might need to come up here to see what we're doing. So we're going to stand on the same side of the body as the muscle that we're palpating to go in at the safest angle, and to use our bones instead of our muscles, we're going to make sure we're facing the opposite shoulder. I'm going to make sure I'm above the ASIS and below the umbilicus, and I'm going to begin my journey lateral to rectus abdominis. On Willie's exhales, I'm going to spiral on a diagonal to get underneath rectus abdominis. That spiraling rolls the intestines out of our way. So we're not just going to go in, otherwise we're going to pin an intestine. That can cause a gas bubble. Gas won't kill somebody, but it sure doesn't feel good, you know, so we want to avoid that discomfort. So again, I find the ASIS, I find the belly button, I come halfway, I come lateral to rectus abdominis. Once I find where to touch, I fix my mechanics so that my arm is an extension and I'm facing the opposite shoulder. Now, we've done 0 warming on the belly, so before I go there, I'm going to warm Willie's belly a little bit. How you doing there? Good. Typically, guys, when you're doing psoas work with a client, it would be after extremely thorough abdominal work. So again, probably not the first day. Or the whole session might be abdomen and then psoas. And it would be time well spent. Again, the #1 cause of low back pain is psoas. It can be really good to pick up the rectus sheath and loosen up all of the oblique layers with a lift. Oh, that fat. That's not fat, that's muscle right there. Okay. All right, so hopefully a lot more warming than that before you guys go into psoas. Oh, we forgot to mark your height on the board, Willie.
Oh.
Okay, so
Between 5'11".
ASIS and umbilicus, come halfway, come lateral to rectus, fix my line. Willie, on your exhales, I'm going to spiral toward your psoas. So nice big full breaths. Notice how I'm going down. Next inhale, I'm not going to let Willie push me out, but I'm not going to try to go deeper. So inhale. And try to inhale more into your belly than your chest. There we go. And now exhale. Exhale. A little faster than that, Willie. Okay. I need to get your breathing coordinated or I'm going to bruise your belly. So when I say exhale, I want you to go, really blow it out. Okay? All right, let me find my starting point again. All righty. There we go, that's softer. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. There, I'm grazing the surface of Willie's psoas. Couple more breaths on to do it. You're doing okay. Alright, so I'm feeling the surface of the hot dog. I'm feeling like I shouldn't go any deeper right now, so I'm just going to hang out right there. To muscle test it, guys, we don't really want them to do a strong contraction. We can bruise them. So Willie, I want you to think this almost more than doing it, or do it really subtle, okay? I want you to pull your knee toward your face and relax. And relax. So the second you feel it, they don't have to keep doing it. All right. So I felt that line right under my fingers contracting. The angle with which I'm pinning into the psoas is putting a slight stretch to it. So I'm pinning away from the lesser trochanter. And I'm just going to sit still here while it melts. Later on, when you're really confident about where psoas is, then you can go ahead and do cross-fiber friction and longitudinal friction. For right now, guys, I want us to err on the side of safety and just go in with a sustained compression. Once it starts to soften, you can cross-fiber it by moving the femur medially and laterally. That's a really safe way to do it. How are we doing there? Okay. We can also, once it softens, do kind of a pin and a stretch by having the client slowly straighten their knee. Now let me tell you what I'm doing here. You see how my fingers are hyperextending of that hand? It's pretty darn impossible to keep your fingers in a healthy alignment when you're engaging this muscle. The more you keep your center down in your pelvis and lean in from your legs, the easier it is, but just because we're going in a bowl, that's kind of normal. And even though my nails are pretty much non-existent, my nails are biting into his flesh. I can feel it. So what I'm going to do with this hand is just pull the flesh out from under my nails and then support my working hand. All right. Now really slowly straighten your leg. So slide your heel down the table until your leg is straight. So now we're doing a pin and a stretch. Great, and I just hang out here. Notice I'm still aiming toward the opposite shoulder, my elbow's still straight. Now, Willie, let's reach this arm above your head. And I want you to pretend that Rita is pulling your calcaneus and Roman is pulling your wrist. Let's make this side of your body really long.
So straighten out your
Yeah, straighten out your arm, straighten out your leg. Push, push, push like somebody's pulling you. There we go. Breathe into my hands. Awesome. So here we're just coaxing the psoas into being longer. Now, go ahead and relax. Stay long, but relax so you don't have to reach anymore. And I'm just hanging out here, guys, till I feel it soften. What's the sensation like, Willie?
It feels comfortable.
Okay. It's less invasive feeling than you'd think.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's tickling or like it's hurting me or anything. It feels like really pretty good. Like, kind of feels like when somebody's starting to do a release of or treatment of a trigger point on the back.
Okay.